spectacularly and gloriously today in Florida, a tsunami is building. It is a tsunami of change for a new energy future. It's powered by 600 cool cities you've been hearing about. It's powered by some 25 to 30 leadership states, with more joining every day.
Hasta la vista, baby, to the greenhouse gases.
When you have 600 mayors in the country engaged, this can become the greatest grassroots movement in American history.
We're going to see power generation on the rooftops all across the state, whether it's photovoltaics or whether it's a school and it has the thin layer strip embedded in the roof. But we're going to start seeing the tops of our houses are going to start looking different.
For Florida, it's an economic issue. I think one of the driving industries for the next 50 years in the state of Florida is going to be alternative forms of energy. And we need to be a major player in that. We need to be investigating how we get from here to there.
Conventional wisdom has it, especially in Washington, that being green means lower economic growth. Absolutely wrong.
They're not sure this tsunami is real. So I'm going to ask those of you in this room, when you leave this room, get in touch with your congressional delegation and say it's time for Florida to send a tsunami warning to Washington.
We did some basic analysis of what Florida could modestly install if it wanted to, jumpstart the solar market. And if they did a renewable portfolio standard with a solar carve-out, you need to have a specific set-aside to develop solar, or it will get lost in the shuffle. You won't see it developed. But they could modestly and ambitiously at the same time do a 2% of total sales from solar energy by 2020, and that would result in nearly 4,000 megawatts of solar developed in Florida.
By 2020, make 20% of Florida's energy from renewable sources. Focus on solar and wind energy. We are the Sunshine State after all. This is our duty.
The standard home used 22,000 kilowatt hours per year, right? The PV Res home, with just the efficiency measures and the solar thermal hot water added to it, achieved a 70% reduction in its energy use. The savings at today's cost of 12 cents a kilowatt hour of $1,800. With the addition of the photovoltaics, we achieved a 92% reduction. So this home, built in 1998 in Florida, the nation's first, only uses 8% electricity of its inefficient twin.
And we've completely changed our orientation to energy and created a new energy innovation ecosystem, partly because of leadership like the state of Florida is showing.
The long-term economic well-being of our state is dependent upon the strategies we develop to address global climate change. It is one of the most important issues we face this century. Our state is uniquely vulnerable to the impact of global climate change. Bordered by bodies of water, Florida has the longest coastline in the continental U.S. We boast the second largest lake in the nation, Lake Okeechobee, and thousands of miles of rivers, streams, and waterways. Our waters defined our state's identity, and climate change can threaten that identity. Rising sea levels are one threat from climate change, especially to sensitive coastal areas, America's Everglades, and our coral reefs. Scientists estimate that sea levels will rise 5 inches during the next 25 years, and by 20 inches by the year 2100. These changes can affect water temperatures and salt levels, disrupting nature's perfect balance and endangering Florida's water supply.
We are now engaging in a national and now a state dialogue, thanks to Governor Crist, where we may have finally arrived at the point where the good Sunshine State will finally live up to its name.
Imagine a future Florida that's energy independent, where you live in a net zero energy home, where the sun's providing your hot water on your roof, it's providing the electrical energy that powers your house, and your plug-in hybrid car that's in the garage is your energy storage in the evening. All right? The electrons will be powering your automobiles as well.